Hello, hello. I believe that I am live. So, hi, everyone. Someday I'm going to have a stage manager to help me out with all this tech because I've got people coming in and out, and I am going live and I'm on Zoom. Hello, Joanne. So happy to have you here. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to a wonderful coach who is based in both the US and Canada, who has joined me here on Zoom. We've got more people coming in. So I'm going to get started so that we don't waste anyone's valuable time. And I'll keep checking and letting people into the Zoom room. The people that are in the Zoom room with me are really lucky because we are going to have a live Q&A right after I do the challenge today. So hi, welcome to my free 3-day challenge, how to go from overlooked and underappreciated to empowered and applauded. I'm Joanne Newborn, certified lifestyle and leadership coach with my company, Newborn Evolution. And if you're joining me here for the first time, I'm going to tell you that I have found through my nearly 15 plus years in my corporate career that there is a real lack of leadership. And I'm very passionate about helping career-focused individuals who feel frustrated and stressed out and unfulfilled to create that leadership mindset for themselves so they can attain their dream career with ideal salary and a luxurious work-life balance. And I also have my MBA from Penn State with Beta Gamma Sigma honors, and I'm a member of the International Coaching Federation. So a quick rundown of the 3 days. I am just going to pull this up quickly on Facebook because I want to be able to monitor and see if people are asking questions in the comments in the Facebook as well, while I also monitor Zoom. Here we go. So and then we've got everyone on Zoom. Okay, this is always so much fun. I am just going to go ahead and spotlight myself so that you guys can just see me. Awesome. That should change for us in a second on Facebook. My Facebook feed has frozen. So hang on 1 second while I just bring this up because I don't want to miss any questions from people. Perfect. Okay. Check this one. Second while I just. Great. Okay. So quick rundown of the 3 days. Sorry about that. We're going to meet here on Zoom each day at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. And simultaneously, I'm also going to go live on Facebook in my private community, Newborn Evolution Global Leadership Vortex. So if possible, I would love for as many of you as possible to join me here on Zoom because I am going to be signing off of Facebook and doing a live Q&A and some coaching with everyone here. And it's totally free. So if you missed out today, I put all the links and information in the post here for this video. You can join us tomorrow. I would love that. So there's also going to be homework each day because this is a challenge. I am going to be asking everyone, whether you are on Zoom or whether you're in the Facebook group, to post your homework on the post with this video, and I will be checking in and tabulating. And like I said, all the homework should be posted in the Facebook group on this video. I will be giving away 2 prizes at the end of the 3 days, and they'll be announced to the winners on Thursday, June 17th in my private Facebook community, the Newborn Evolution Global Leadership Vortex. So stay tuned. I'm giving away 2 scholarships to my new 5-week course, Speak Up quit hiding in the shadows and step into your leadership potential. Okay, so here we go. If you're here with me today, then I am guessing then there have been times when you have felt that your talents have been taken for granted, that when you speak, you are ignored, that management looks right past you and you feel undervalued by your company and your colleagues. So you can let me know if you want to put a yes in the comments or a like on the video. If this is you, I get it. And over the next 3 days, I'm going to be sharing the whys of being overlooked, the hows of how to break out and be seen, and the what you can do right now to empower yourself, and actionable steps that you can take each day so that your value is never taken for granted again. Okay, so what you will take away from these 3 days are how to start standing out from your colleagues so that you're getting more promotions and bonuses coming your way. What thriving in your career looks and feels like, and how to take control so that you are seen, heard, and respected every day in the workplace so that you can feel appreciated by your colleagues in upper management, be recognized for your hard work and your efforts, and be seen and heard as a valuable member of the team. And most importantly, really be that leader that you've been dreaming of being. So today, we are going to talk about the why and the how of being overlooked and underappreciated. So I'm going to share a quick story with you of how all throughout my career, I thought the most important thing was to be a hard worker. I was the worker bee. So every company I worked for, I worked the hardest. I worked the longest hours. I had the projects that no one wanted to take on. I took them on. And the angry clients that no one wanted to talk to, I liaised with and I repaired those relationships. I was the fix-it girl. And the more I took on that no one wanted, the more the companies, my bosses, my colleagues, they gave to me. They kept giving it to me. Great, Joanne wants it. And so I was really proud that I could take on so much, except no one recognized me for it. No one thought I was a great leader because I took all the crap. I was just the girl who took on all the crap. And people were thrilled to give it to me. And then guess what? I felt stressed out. I felt overwhelmed. And I would really just dream of someone giving me recognition for all of my hard work. But it rarely, if ever, came. So I want to know, I'm going to ask you, have you had similar experiences? So let me know in the comments. If you're on Facebook, let me know in the chat. If you're on Zoom, if you can relate to this, if you had something similar going on for you. And if you can relate to this, or have similar experiences, I want to ask you, do you know why? So I'm going to share with you why from my life. And yeah, I see. Thank you. You say that you've had similar experiences. Great. So I'm great that I'm grateful that you let me know that you can relate to this. So I'm going to share really vulnerably Thank you. Yeah, you're agreeing as well that you have very similar events. Yes, awesome. So yeah, I want to share with you guys something from my past. Um, so why from my life, and you can see if there's something similar going on in your life anyway. So you see, when I was growing up, it was stressed to me that being productive was really important, and getting good grades was emphasized over being social. That was more important than being social. And getting all my homework done before going out to play was the rule. Now, so this started from a very, very young age. And by the time I got my homework done, I was getting up to look out the window every 5 minutes to see the kids on the block enjoying playing outside. By the time I got done with my homework and looking out the window, it was dinner time and it was too late to partake in anything. And so this kind of became a ritual for me. And I probably ended up spending more time at that window, longingly, like just wishing to be out there outside with them, more time than doing my homework, actually. And so this, what I'm explaining to you, this is called conditioning. And you may have heard me talk about conditioning before. You see, my mind wrapped a story around this. And the story for me became other people get to socialize and have fun, and Joanne gets to work. That's how the story went. And Joanne looks longingly at them having fun while she works. And so this story translated into my school life, and then it translated into my work life. In fact, every job that I've ever had, I would look longingly and also with disdain at people who were gathered around the water coolers and chatting it up for long periods of time. Because I, along with my teams that I ended up managing over the years, we were really busy working. And sometimes my team members would befriend other people in the office, and they'd ask me if I wanted to take a break and go get a cup of coffee. But my mind told me that I was wasting time. So I always said, no, I didn't take any breaks. I made my lunch. I took it with me. I ate it at my desk. And so I spent all these years doing this. I also spent a lot of years traveling, and some of you know me, and I was a real road warrior. And so I could have met a lot of interesting people on those plane rides that I had, but mainly I met no one, because I would work on my phone while waiting to board the plane. And then the very moment I could take out my laptop and I could start working, I would actually cherish this time that I had to work without the phones ringing and people bothering me, because there's no fun for Joanne. There's only work. There's just work. So of course my companies loved me for this. They loved me. But when it came time for promotions, Joanne, I wasn't the first one that they thought of for a promotion. Guess who they thought of for promotions? The water cooler people. Oh yeah, they thought of them for the promotions. And those people were really good at making themselves look like movers and shakers, even if they weren't movers and shakers. They knew how to play the game, right? They knew how to take one thing that they did and make it sound like they conquered Mount Everest, And those are the people that got promoted. So I'm curious, I'd love to know, and there's no judgment here. I'm not judging either side, but I would love to know if you could tell me in the comments if you thought if you think you're a worker bee or if you think you're a water cooler person. And if you're not live and you're watching the replay, you could still put it in the comments because I'd love to see how people that are watching are thinking of themselves. Are you a water cooler person or are you a worker bee like me? And so yeah. So like I said, I am not dissing either one. And perhaps I'm dissing both. I don't know. You'll have to wait for it. You'll have to wait for it over the 3 days. So, okay. I even remember my first job out of college. And I worked at an advertising agency in New York City. And I had so many ads and I had so many clients. And they were all like lined up on my desk. All the clients and all the ads that I was working on, they were like very neatly lined up so I could see all the different ads I was working on. And if anyone came over to my desk, they could see that I was working so hard. They could see how many clients I had. But guess what? Nobody ever came over to my desk because they were busy chit-chatting over by the water cooler. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I was working so hard. So one day, my boss's boss came over to my desk and he asked me what I was working on. And so I proudly pointed to all of the ads that I was working on, neatly lined up on my desk. And he was like, wow. So Joanne, how come you never tell anyone about all of these ads that you're working on? And I just looked at him with wide eyes and I said, because I'm too busy working on all of them. And I just thought that that was the dumbest question I had ever heard. And he told me something. He told me something that was a really, really big lesson. And I didn't listen to him. He told me that I should spend more time telling people what I was working on. And at the time, I mean, I was really young. I was maybe 21 or 22. That made absolutely no sense to me at all. And then a couple of years later, I read this book. A couple of years later, I worked for a publishing company and I read this book and it was called Blow Your Own Horn. And it was about how imperative it is to be your own public relations person. And so it would take me a really long time to learn this lesson. In fact, when that ad agency needed to lay off 20% of their employees due to a recession, guess who was one of the 20%? Me. The water cooler people all stayed. They all got to keep their jobs. None of them were laid off, but the worker bees were laid off. It makes no sense, right? Okay. So we're going to dive a bit more into what a good balance of both is tomorrow. But today, I would really like to open up the conversation here in Zoom, and I will log off of Facebook in a second, and I will shut off the recording because I really want this to be a really safe, vulnerable space. So I want to open up the conversation so each of you can share some of your own experiences. There's no judgment here. Experiences in both directions as the worker bee and then as perhaps even the water cooler person, because as we evolve, you know, some people start to go in that direction. But before I open it up, I want to give you your homework for day one of the challenge. So why homework? 2 reasons. Most importantly, for you to grow and learn from this challenge. And secondly, so you can win prizes. Like I said, I'll be giving away 2 spots with free tuition to my new course, Speak Up, Quit Hiding in the Shadows and Step into Your Leadership Potential. And there's a link with all the info here in the comment section of the video on Facebook. Normal cost for the course is $97. So it's really important that you post in my private community on this video in the comments below your homework. And like I said, if you're watching on Facebook and you want to join us for the Q&A tomorrow, the link is there so you can get the information. And also on Wednesday, we'll be doing this on Zoom. It's free. Okay, so here's your homework for day 1. I would like you to journal around your own past conditionings. So again, conditioning was what I explained to you, was me as a child going to the window, watching the other kids play while I did my homework, which created the story in my mind that I'm the worker bee and that I don't get to have fun or be social. So I want you to really think about that for yourself and what maybe have led you to being either the worker bee or the water cooler person, or maybe some kind of version in between the two, right? It's not just the two sides of the coin. I'd love for you to share in the comments in the vortex, and this is going to begin our process of looking inside instead of outside, right? And we're going to talk about looking outside more tomorrow. And also feel free to ask as many questions as you like in the comments section in the vortex, because I really want to ensure that everyone understands this concept that I'm going to be talking about tomorrow about looking outside. So this is a great way for us to start looking inside. So one quick reminder, it's a 3-day challenge. It'll be taking place tomorrow and Wednesday at 5:30 Eastern time, same place in the vortex or on Zoom. And okay, I'm going to sign off Facebook so I can get to everyone here in the Zoom room with me so we can discuss some of the things that shaped how you are showing up in your own career. So bye-bye to my wonderful people on Zoom. And let me just disconnect everything and stop the recording so we can keep this very